Hey everybody, grace and peace to you in the name of Jesus. Good to be with you on this Wednesday. My name's Paul Dezay, pastor at Sandy Hook UMC here in Columbus. This is the day before Thanksgiving, Wednesday, the day that I share devotion with you today. I'm just going to ramble on about several different things that are on my mind and my heart. First of all is gratitude. Today is the day before Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving is this season where, at least in America, we practice gratitude. We say the things that we're thankful for. We have traditions in our family of, everyone going around the table and saying one thing that you're thankful for. I'm not sure if that's something that you practice in your family, but it's really interesting to stop and to listen to other people's the things that they're grateful for. It reminds us that we have a lot. I mean, God has really blessed us. I want to say to you, all those out there who listen to these videos, I'm thankful for you. To the Sandy Hook family, I am so grateful for you. Again, thank you for the pastor appreciation gift. My family and I are so blessed. We appreciate you and love you so much. So many friends and fellow pastors and people out there working to make this world a better place. Thank you for all that you do. And most of all, I just want to say thank you to God for giving me this opportunity to serve Him all these years in pastoral ministry and be a part of it. So many great churches, so much to be thankful for. Gratitude. What are you thankful for? Today, in this church, there is a group of people working in the kitchen preparing meals for Thanksgiving. That will be delivered. Over 500 people will receive meals today. As a way of sharing the blessings. If you didn't sign up for more than a meal and you're available today, I'm sure that Sarah would love some extra hands today if you want to stop by the kitchen this afternoon. And if you'd like to deliver meals, that's what Stacy and I do. We deliver meals to the library where some of our homeless neighbors have signed up, and we hand out meals at the library. And we do that this afternoon, actually this evening. One of the things I want to talk to you about is the calendar or liturgy today. This coming Sunday is the last Sunday of the church year. So we're kind of putting to close this entire Christian year. It's Christ the King Sunday, last Sunday of the Christian year. And then the following Sunday, December 3rd, is the first Sunday of a new year. Happy New Year. And for those who are part of our rhythms here, we give out this journal. Here's what the cover looks like for the new journal. It says Grace and Peace, Chronicle 2024. And it has a pretty cool, serene look. I wish I was there right now. But it's a great journal to study the scriptures. And so a new year, a new journal to read the scriptures. And that's a liturgy. It's a rhythm of our life. Liturgy means work of the people. It's something that we do. As Methodists, it's a method in which we do, understanding that God meets us in this method. A means of grace, as John Wesley would say. And so we do these rhythms, Christian year being one of them. I pray a prayer liturgy, and that I learned, it's from the Book of Common Prayer. But a pastor, a friend of mine, Brian Zond in St. Joe, Missouri, someone in his church put together an app that has the liturgy that I pray, and many of you also join me in praying that prayer liturgy from the Book of Common Prayer. And in the newsletter, if you are reading this this week, there'll be a link right under my video that you can go and get the app for either iPhone or iPad. It's iOS only, I think. It's just simply called Prayer Liturgy, and it gives you morning or evening. And then there's this other place to put prayer requests. So I'm going to be working on that, checking that out in the days ahead. Just wanted to share that with you. All right. So last thing I want to talk about is whistleblowing. So on the sermon on Sunday, I talked about how an alternative interpretation of the parable of the talents is this idea that Jesus was a whistleblower that refused to participate in the games of oppression that the rich master was participating in. Rich master being Rome and the systems of oppression that Rome was participating in oppressing the Israelite people. And so that parable of the master, this third servant was cast out into darkness. And this alternative interpretation speaks to Jesus being, persecuted and killed for standing up to power, as a prophet would have in Israel, as many prophets did stand up to power, and they were killed. And Jesus did that. He refused to play the games, and so it reminds me of that idea of being a whistleblower. And there's consequences when you do that. And for you and I, if we follow in the footsteps of Jesus, and we realize that if we call out oppression, if we point out oppression, there are consequences. It reminds me of a story of when I was a child. I didn't have time to share this story, so I wanted to share it with you because it's an interesting memory. So I was living in Westchester, Ohio. It was fifth grade or sixth grade, and I had a buddy who lived down the street named Jim or Jimmy. And he was an only child. His parents were spoiled him. I think he would probably admit to that. And his parents bought him like a kind of a very small dirt bike, and it was one that I could ride on the back, and we would go around in all the woods and the different trails and things behind our houses there in Westchester. And we had a lot of fun. I remember one summer, which we did it every day. Well, him and his family went on vacation, and they kept that dirt bike in the shed behind the house. They went on vacation. Some kids down the street, the older kids, all of a sudden were driving around in a very similar, riding around in a very similar dirt bike. It was just painted a different color. And so my friend was on vacation, and they kept that in the thing. And I went and looked, and sure enough, somebody had broke into that barn, that storage shed where the moped or the dirt bike was. And so these kids had stole that. They had stole his dirt bike when he was on vacation, and they were riding around, painted a different color. And so I went up to him and said, did you take this? And they said, no, we didn't take it. This is ours. We bought it used. It's a different color, all that stuff. So I contacted another neighbor who had the phone number for the family who went away, my friend, and ended up calling the police, and the police came and got the dirt bike back, and there was community service and fines and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so I was the whistleblower. I called them out, but what happened a year later? That next year at school, I was bullied because of that. So these older kids would, push me around and beat me up. And I was just a kind of small little kid anyway, so I was an easy one to pick on. But it just made me think about, when you call somebody out, when someone is oppressing and harming someone else, and you step in as an advocate for somebody who can't defend themselves, then there are consequences to that. And Jesus stepped in to defeat the ultimate enemy, Satan, and of course he had to bear the price of that, and he was executed on a Roman cross. Now, of course, there are multiple ways to look at the atonement, but that is one of them: his defeat of the enemy. And so we have to remember that when we do social justice work, and we'll talk about that on Sunday as we do the parable of the sheep and the goats, that there are consequences when we rub against the grain of the world, the power structures of the world, the systems that oppress people. And there are many. And so we have to recognize that there is a price to pay to do that. It'd be much easier to just kind of do the comfortable thing and be like the first two servants and just play the games and reap the rewards. But in this alternative interpretation of the parable of the talents, it helps us to recognize that being an advocate for the least of these and serving those who are being oppressed by rich and powerful people comes at a price. Stuff to think about. I pray that you have an awesome week, awesome Thanksgiving. Check out that prayer liturgy app and make sure on December 3rd to pick up your new journal. And by the way, Rebecca, my daughter, Pastor Rebecca at Petersville, and I are going to do a refresher, an introduction to the intersection Bible study method on Sunday evening, December 3rd, the first Sunday of the new year. here at Sandy Hook at 6 o'clock in the sanctuary. We're going to just walk through the 4 passages for that upcoming week and show you how the journal works and give some alternative ways to use the journal. Especially for those who maybe aren't ready to do 4 passages a week, we're going to try to show you some ways that can get you started that isn't as overwhelming. We recognize that this particular Bible reading plan can overwhelm quite a few people. So anyway, I have talked enough. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving, everybody. I love and appreciate you, and I will talk to you very soon. Grace and peace to you.